Commercial aircrafts are a vital tool for world's interconnection, economic success, and cross-cultural exchange. The aviation business is home to a wide variety of distinctive and specialized aircraft manufacturers, each with its own unique specifications and models varying from narrow-body aircraft to massive wide-body monsters. In this video, we'll show you how to identify different aircrafts of Boeing, Airbus, and Embraer based on their outward appearance. Each of these titans has distinctive traits and design philosophies. At the end of this video, you'll be able to reliably identify between various aircrafts whether you're at an airport, observing planes from your garden, or even just looking through aviation images online. So, if you're a fan of aviation, an enthusiastic plane spotter, or simply curious about these amazing aircraft, you're in the perfect place. Typically, large aerospace producers like Boeing, Airbus, and Embraer produce commercial aircraft. So, to identify them, you can search for particular features and specifications, such as Number 1. Model number. Knowing the manufacturer and model name or number is the easiest way to recognize a commercial aircraft. Both in Airbus and Boeing, this data is clearly displayed on the fuselage, which is located close to the front of the aircraft. Number 2. Nose. Airbus aircraft normally have a rounder, more bulbous nose, while Boeing airplanes often have a more pointed, sharper nose. On the other hand, the Embraer planes often have an aerodynamically efficient nose shape. Number 3. Cockpit windows. The lower edge of the windscreen on Boeing aircraft has a characteristic upward slanting V-shape. Airbus airplanes typically have a diagonal cut or notch in the upper corner of the window along with a straight lower edge. The only exception to this is Airbus A350's cockpit window, which are comparatively larger than other Airbus older models and has a black shield installed to reduce glare and provide more protection against UV rays. Number 4. Fuselage dimensions. The fuselage of an Airbus aircraft is slightly longer and less rounded than that of a Boeing aircraft, and it is oval-shaped. Airbus also offers a range of fuselage lengths. For instance, the fuselage of the Airbus A380 is noticeably longer than that of the Airbus A321. Whereas, the fuselage of the Boeing is typically wider and more rounded. They frequently have a characteristic oval cross-section and appear thicker. Boeing provides a large selection of fuselage lengths across all of its models. For instance, the fuselage of the Boeing 777-300ER is longer than that of the Boeing 737-800. Boeing airplanes typically have a downward taper. Aircraft made by Embraer have fuselage shapes that resemble those made by Airbus but are typically smaller and more streamlined. Number 5. Engine configuration. Engine configuration is one of the key factors that can help us understand how different models of wide-body aircrafts differ from narrow-body aircrafts. We'll start by identifying the easiest ones first. There are just 3 types of 4-engine aircraft that are frequently used in commercial flights. Airbus A380. The Airbus A380, which has 2 full passenger decks, is the most recent member to this group. The A380 only comes in one version because the planned freight variant was abandoned before production. Boeing 747. Thanks to its recognizable partial second deck hump, the Boeing 747 is instantly recognizable. The design and bulbous rear fuselage further distinguish it. Boeing 747 comes in 6 different models such as 747-100, 747SP, 747-200, 747-300, 747-4D, and 747-8. Airbus A340. Another 4-engine wide-body alternative is the Airbus A340, which comes in 4 different models: the A340-200, A340-300, A340-500, and A340-600. The number of passenger doors and the arrangement of the landing gear can help you tell them apart. Twin-engine wide-body aircraft. Identification is more challenging for twin-engine aircraft. To distinguish them accurately, we shall discuss each aircraft separately once more, but bear in mind that certain features can help with the elimination process. Boeing 767. It can be challenging to differentiate between the Boeing 767 and 777 from a distance. Important distinguishing features of the 767 include its sloped forward landing gear, curved up winglets if added, the number and positioning of exit doors, and the fact that each gear has 2 wheels. Boeing 777. The 777-300 is the longest twin-engine plane currently in service, and the Boeing 777 is known for its size. Another distinguishing feature of it is its main landing gear, which has 3 sets of wheels. The 777's rear exhaust layout is absent from other twin-engine planes. Boeing 787. The smooth nose design, 4-panel windscreen, notched engine, and absence of winglets set the Boeing 787 apart from other aircraft. To distinguish between the 7878, 7879, and 78710, count the windows between the first 2 emergency exit doors. The Airbus A330. The A330 is easily recognized by its distinctive rectangular-shaped cockpit windows with rounded corners, bulging center fuselage, and rear-sloped landing gear configuration. The Airbus A350. The A350 has a streamlined nose, curving winglets, and a distinctive 6-piece cockpit windscreen with black shield. The A350-900 and A350-1000 can be distinguished by looking at the main landing gear. In contrast to the latter, the A350-900 has a 3-wheel gear. Airbus A300 and A310. Unlike other wide-bodies from the Airbus family, the Airbus A300 and A310 have a flat center fuselage. The A310 has 2 major doors on each side, as opposed to 3 on the A300. Twin-engine narrow-bodies. Boeing 757. The Boeing 757 can be distinguished from a 737 by its lack of a triangular portion between the tail and fuselage, its characteristic dolphin nose, and its taller landing gear. Boeing 737 family. The Boeing 737 family can be distinguished by its pointed nose, triangular dorsal fin, and flattened engine base on some 737 MAX versions. Winglets, door arrangements, and fuselage lengths are a few examples of how variations might be distinguished. The Airbus A320 family. The A320 family can be identified by its distinctive cockpit windows, lack of a dorsal fin, and rounded nose. Based on size and the number of windows between doors, you can easily distinguish between these variations. Airbus A220. With its sleek, pointed nose and distinctive 4-screen windscreen, the Airbus A220 stands out. The length and window count of the 2 types, A220-100 and A220-300, are different. Embraer's engine configuration. The Embraer's regional aircraft normally have their engines placed at the back of the fuselage and are smaller in size. The vast majority of Embraer planes are equipped with 2 engines, one on either side of the rear fuselage. Aircraft with this configuration include the Embraer E-Jet series such as E170, E175, E190, and E195. Number 6. Wing configuration. Boeing airplanes often have wings that are more swept back. The Boeing 777 serves as an illustration with its recognizable wing form. The shape of Airbus wings is frequently straighter and less swept back. This is demonstrated by the wings of the Airbus A320. Embraer's wings, which frequently have a moderate sweepback, are made for efficiency on regional jets. Aircraft also have winglets, which are little vertical extensions on the wingtips. These winglets are extra aerodynamic devices with multiple functions. The Boeing 737, 747, 757, 767, 777, and 787 series of aircraft have all used different types of winglets. As an illustration, the Boeing 757-200 frequently uses blended winglets, which have a curved, seamless transition from the wing to the winglet. Raked wingtips on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner accomplish the same thing as traditional winglets by lowering drag and boosting fuel efficiency, however they are not quite the same thing. In accordance with the type and model of aircraft, Airbus, like Boeing, uses a variety of winglet designs. Winglets on Airbus aircraft tend to be sharper and sharklet-like in appearance. Compared to Boeing's winglets, they frequently sweep upward and have a sharper angle. These sharp wingtips are frequently found on planes from the Airbus A350 family. On the contrary, winglets on Embraer aircraft are typically less angular and more curved than those on Boeing aircraft. Their form is distinctively swept back. These forms are typically found on several aircraft of Embraer E-Jet series. Number 7. Tail. Boeing's tails often have a distinctive design and are pointier. For example, the tail of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner is distinctive. Airbus tail designs are often less angular and more rounded. Embraer's tail usually has more elegant, straightforward design. Number 8. Livery. Airlines can have wildly different livery and paint schemes that might not be unique to the maker. Typically, airlines select their own liveries, which may include distinctive logos, colors, and designs. Number 9. Aisles. Wide-body and single-aisle aircraft are both available from Airbus. The Airbus A330 and A350 are wide-body aircraft with 2 aisles, while the Airbus A320 is a single-aisle aircraft. Wide-body airplanes from Boeing typically have 2 aisles. For example, 2 aisles are present in the cabins of the Boeing 777 and Boeing 787. On the other hand, the Embraer's E-Jet series typically only has 1 aisle. These are broad themes, although depending on consumer demands and technology improvements, any aircraft model in these manufacturers' portfolios may have particular variations and characteristics. Airlines may also modify specific features of their aircraft, such as the interior layout and livery, to meet their branding and operational requirements. So, there you have it. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the similarities and differences between Boeing, Airbus, and Embraer planes. Please leave a comment below if you have any queries or would want to see more content like this. Don't forget to click the like button and share this video with other aviation enthusiasts if you found it to be educational or helpful.